All right. Welcome everyone. For our MX5 Season 8 of the Real Rookie Racing Championship. Um, this is race 2. Last race was at Laguna, I believe. And this time around, I'm flying solo, so bear with me a little bit. Got to get back in the swing of things here. We're playing with the new CMRT broadcast, so we're a little iffy here on what the commands are. There's a ton of stuff in here, so we'll get it figured out. We'll hopefully have it figured out completely by the end of the season here. But we'll make our way through. So for now, we're just warming up with some practice. Probably get a little more engaged when it comes to quali. I'm just working on getting everything set up on my side here. All right. So we do see, since we've joined, Dancy's only put in a 137.9. However, on the top times right now, he does have a 135.9 on the board, so 2 seconds quicker. Jump Raven's actually in P2 here with a 136.4, and then we see Seb with a 136.4 as well. So since we joined a little late here, our timings are a little off, but should be all good. Yeah, the new UI, gonna take some getting used to. It's a little limited compared to what we normally have available, but it's consistent, and it should help us keep things a little bit more organized. So we see some more people straggling into the grid. I'll probably just leave it on auto cam for a little bit here until we're following racers specifically. But right now, other than Dancy with a 135.9, everybody else seems to be in that 136 range, down to P5 here, and then 137 down to P10, and then just trailing into the 138s with the rest of the grid here. So we should have some pretty tight races going on tonight. Quite a bit of stuff. I was trying to multi-stream this to both the Real Rookie Racing and the Techly Racing YouTube channels, but I ran into some difficulties. Hopefully get that sorted out for the next race here. But yeah, we'll poke around on here. CMRT broadcast does allow us to look at onboards of additional cars, but it does look a little washed out for some reason. I'm not sure if there's a way around that, but it will be interesting looking at POVs. It allows us to track multiple battles at the same time, and hopefully catch some of the stuff that we end up missing sometimes. So I've got the live timings pulled up here on my other screen, just to keep an eye on that over there. And we will work our way through this tonight. These guys finished getting warmed up here. Pull up the other split here just to look at some of the times that they're setting over there as well for comparison. Looks like the best time over there right now is Parmesan with a 134.4. We do have some fairly competitive times over there as well. Looks like there is a decent number of cars on the grid. like there's 12 online over there, and there is 19 online in this grid. And hopefully next week we'll be back to a single grid for everything, but for the time being, we have the split grid just because we couldn't accommodate the number of signups that we had on a single grid. But we're going to look into getting that resolved for the future races. We'll let them wrap up their practice time here. I'm gonna step away and grab a drink quick, and then as soon as it rolls around to quali, we will pick it up and take them from there. See if I can get this other stream to kick off here to the Triple R 3. Looks like it's sending out, but I'm not seeing anything pop up over there. Oh, there it is. Alright, we're live on both YouTube channels now. Not sure why it wasn't working the first time, but we are live on both the Techly and the Real Rookie Racing channels. Hey, A. Make sure you got both these chats pulled up here. Getting something figured out. All right, so we are officially live on both YouTube channels. They are still wrapping up their practice here. Hopefully this all comes together smoothly and I don't trip on my tongue too much tonight. I've got all the YouTube channels pulled up, got the chats pulled up. We should be ready to roll. So tonight we are running at a 250% fuel usage and standard tire wear, so the tire should last the entire race, but it's definitely going to be at least a one stop, maybe a two step through this race tonight. Starting out, we do have a 30-minute qualifying session, just to allow everybody to get out, get their practice in, get some extra laps on the grid as well. I'm sure some of the guys who are already comfortable will end up with a practicing a full race stint during their qualifying session. But it will be just a couple minutes here before we see these first cars head out for the first laps of qualifying. We are hitting the VIR North course today. And the start of quali is now. We've got a wind out of the east at 9 kilometers an hour. And the air temperature currently at 23 Celsius. And the track temperature currently at 28 Celsius. So we will jump on with one of these guys here. If I can figure out my buttons. So let's see. Looks like the first car to be going on the flying laps here is going to be Mega Mew in this Red Bull livery. Immediate broadcaster's curse, just slipping off the track here. The pressure's on at the front of the pack here. We will see some of the guys sitting back and waiting to put a lap out when the track is cleared a little bit. Looks like Mew is letting some of the guys go by here. Gonna take a minute before I get accustomed to liveries here, but that does look to be Speed Bump out in the front here. Going to set the first qualifying lap. So we will go ahead and set this on the best lap times to see where these end up coming in for the week. Yeah, Dancy, I'm taking a break from the season. I'm in a broadcast. I've been playing a little too much iRacing, and it's hard for me to switch back and forth between the two sims. And that is 100% a skill issue on my part. So it looks like Speed Bump's out in front with his first flying lap. We'll see what kind of lap he puts together. Speed Bump has been out from our MX5 seasons for a while due to a lack of a round wheel and only having a butterfly wheel available. He likes the immersion factor of having that round wheel instead of that butterfly wheel on the MX5s here. Let these guys get in the groove of things, let some of this time separate the cars out. It looks like there is somebody off the track over there, off in the distance. Number 18 would be Pouch is currently off. Nobody's beaten any of Speed Bump's sectors so far. He's got the fastest Sector 1, fastest Sector 2 at the moment, but I'm sure we will see this change as time goes on. So the benchmark lap here that Speed Bump is putting up is going to be a 136.184. That's pretty solid, but definitely some room for improvement here. We do see Parmesan has been putting up these high 134s, low 135s on the other server. So I do expect that these times will come down into those 35s, maybe even break into those 34s. So, if anyone is tuning in, we do run these races every day, every week. We have multiple series running Monday through Friday, and on Saturday afternoons we run a mixed grid special where both our NA and our EU guys can all attend during the same race session here. We do run splits both NA and EU. We run official seasons for MX5s on Mondays and official seasons for GT3s on Saturdays, or on Fridays, sorry. Tuesdays we run touring cars at the moment. Wednesdays are our wild card. And then on Thursdays we run an open wheel series. Right now we're rocking the Formula Mazdas. It looks like Speed Bump does have an improvement. He did have best in both, but it looks like he had a mishap in the third sector here. So we'll jump around and give some other guys some love as we jump on with Mogo, who is yet to sit a lap, but we will go ahead and watch this one from the get-go here. Looks like this is actually an out lap, so we will jump around a little bit. We've got Dancy with a purple Sector 1. No improvement in Sector 2, but it looks like he is pushing for an improvement on his lap here as he goes a little bit wide. Jump over to Jump Pogo. We do see Jump Raven has closed that gap down a little bit to Speed Bump. He's got a 136.6 in. But I think this wind may be playing a fairly large impact in this session because the wind is going to be coming from the east-northeast. It is going to push against them on that long final straight, and there's really no sector of the track where this wind is going to be helping them at the moment. So hang around with Pogo. It looks like he's down a little bit in Sector 1, but looking to improve. It's still a fairly decent length to this lap. Sector 1 is definitely the longest. It takes up about half of the lap. And then Sector 2 and Sector 3 are a little bit shorter, as we see a car go off in front of Pogo. Not going to let that distract him as he sets a personal best. Sector 2 still down about 0.3 on his best lap of the session at the moment. And we will take a look at this as we see Scrub is pulling just starting a flying lap here. And there is a keybind here where I can see sectors is the plus sign. So if I go plus, right click, we should be able to pull up scrub sector times alongside Pogo here. As we see Pogo start on another lap, so we'll jump around to the next car here. See somebody who is potentially on an improvement. And we will jump on with left sync handle who just started another lap here. How many of these can I pull up? Can I pull up the third one? Doesn't appear so. So we'll jump around the grid a little bit more here. Keep an eye on some of the guys here who have been putting up some improvements. There still is a lot of time left in the qualifying session, so I'm sure a lot of these guys are still just warming up, getting some laps in, feeling out the track. The second half of qualifying does have higher track temperatures usually. For some reason my keybind for the track was not pulling up, but it looks like we're at a 30C track temp at the moment. As we watch Rev look to improve on his 137.198. And looks like he will do so. Oh, not quite. Just a 10th short there. I'm going to jump around the grid a little bit more here. Give some of these guys at the back of the grid a little bit of love. See who can improve, who can get some quality lap times in here. I'm expecting a decent shootout towards the end of the session here. Right now, the lap time differences are within a second for the top 5, and then all the way down to 12th is within 2 seconds here. So we'll jump around, we'll look at some of these guys who are out on track looking to improve. Let's jump down to Dancy here, see how his lap's going. Looks like he's on an out lap, so we will catch him on his flyer in a moment. Jumping around, number 3, Seb looks to be pushing for an improvement here. Has a personal best. Sector 1 is a little low in Sector 2, but crosses the line 3/10 down on his previous lap. He's just starting a flyer here, so we will tail him and see if he can make something magic happen. Get some of this stuff tweaked as we go. Use arrow keys to switch columns. No. Like hold down. Leaderboard. Refresh quickly. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, last 4. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can draw on the screen now with this one. Let's take a peek around the grid here. The auto cam do some work and see if we can catch somebody on a flyer. Looks like we're catching Mogo as he's just finishing up Sector 1 here. Looks like he's down quite a bit. Might be a out lap. I think that white grid is a full-size sponsor banner, which I don't have any uploaded right now. So. Looks like Potatoes for Life did improve down to a 138.588. It was a second improvement off the previous lap, but continue to look around here at the grid and see who can pull a lap together. Look at Max and his 7-Up livery here. Looks like Mogo set a fastest sector 2, but ended up aborting the lap here. We have Speed Bump out at the front of the grid, still comfortably ahead, about 2/10 up on Mogo's lap here, 3/10 up on Jump Raven. Looks like we have Sam joining back up here, looking to set a lap for quali. Speed Bump sets a session best sector 1, so we'll tag in on this lap. And then poke around for an improvement after this one. It looks like Mogo set... Nope, it's just reporting to me that the fastest sector 2 is set by Mogo. We see Speed Bump is about to come across the line here. It looks like he's going to improve with a 136.014. So he has come across the line, almost a 2/10 improvement there. Get him a little bit more comfortably ahead of the rest of the guys on the grid here. You got Jump Raven still nipping at the heels. It looks like he is out on a flying lap here, so we'll tag on with him and see what he can make of this one. Looks like he sets almost an identical personal best time, 44.014. The sector best is almost a second quicker than that set by Speed Bump at the moment, so the Jump Raven has dipped down a little bit in the time that they have on the grid here, fallen a little bit back from their personal best, but there's plenty of track left to find that improvement. Grab the track description here so we can see what the corner names are. You think we'd know them by now, but you know how it is. Put this right up here. We can see them pop up. Take a few jumps around the grid here, see if anybody's out on an improvement at the moment. It looks like Seb is up according to lap timings. So we will jump back to him here. No improvement sector 1, no improvement sector 2, but lap timings is showing a 7/10 increase. He did set the fastest sector 3 there, but still a little behind his personal best in the session here. We've got an off track there with Scrub. And jump on board with Brett Anderson here, who is just crossing the line on a flying lap. So right now, the fastest Sector 1 is set by Speed Bump, the fastest Sector 2 is set by Mogo, and the fastest Sector 3 is set by Seb Bellew. So it looks like these guys are all a little bit stronger in different sections of the track, but all within about 3/10 of each other. Looks like Brett is down a little bit on his lap time. See if he can find the time throughout the rest of the sector here. Let's see how the wind and the temperatures have changed. Right now the air temperature is 25 degrees. The track temperature is 30 degrees. Not a huge fan of how some of this stuff is working yet. I'd like to be able to keep this on the screen at all times. Get my keybinds here. Info widgets. You have weather on 4, wind on 5. That would do it. Looks like the wind has picked up a little bit out of the east-northeast here. We'll take a moment. We will jump on board with Speed Bump, who is seemingly up fairly significantly on his lap time, according to the live timings page here. So we'll see if some of these guys were just sandbagging with some heavier fuel loads at the start. They're finally starting to get some serious quality laps in, or if the track conditions are just that different here. Looks like Speed Bump is down a little bit here in the first sector. My live timings are being a little crazy over here, showing people up 3 minutes on their personal best times in a 1 minute track. So can't really rely on that too much here, but we will jump around and see if we can find some people that are on improvement laps. We're going to catch them as they are hitting the sectors, so we can see if they are improving. Looks like left single handle is not at the moment. Speed Bump is not improved Sector 1 or Sector 2 at the moment. Jump Raven is just starting a lap, so we'll hang in here with Jump Raven to see if a lap time improvement does come. There are some pretty neat things that we can do with the comparison widgets here. So if we look at these gaps, maybe that is only applicable during the race. Yeah, race 789. Practice quality, right click for sectors. We can look at people's sector times as they're going here. Wish I could see improvements on this leaderboard instead of just gaps here. Looks like we do have the majority of the grid still. The top 15 all within 2 seconds of each other to the top 6 all within 1 second of each other on the grid here. And Sam's just creeping out just outside of that 7 or that 1 second mark here in P7 at the moment. So we'll see what kind of laps people can pull together. I do anticipate seeing a little bit faster lap times during the race. Looking over at the other grid right now, there is a fastest lap over there of a 1:34.7, followed with P2 at a 1:35.488. And I do know that some of the guys in here were creeping on those 134s during the pre-race practice session. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see someone edge their way in here before the end of quali. Dante does not improve in Sector 1, but according to my live timings, he is up on this lap, so we will hang in here and see if anything comes at this lap here. Like Mogo set another best Sector 2 prior to this abandoning this lap here with a 21.1 in Sector 2. That's about a tenth of a second faster than everyone else on the grid right now, including Speed Bump with a 21.2 in that first sector. We'll jump down the grid. Who is out on the grid still, looking for an improvement. Track map disappeared on me. Jump down to this car number 7. Car number 7 is in Sam here, who is not improved on that lap, but we'll hang in for another one here. We'll pull up Woohoo here, who has just started another flying lap. Let's see if we can pull up his sector times as well. Looks like left sync handle is a little bit down in the first sector here. Don't know what it is. Looking at his sector time. Let's set up Woohoo. Sam has set a personal best Sector 1 here. The 44.506. We're going to see some of the guys in the pits are probably satisfied with their lap times. They're just waiting here to see what the other guys are putting in for their final lap attempts here. Like Sam improved slightly, about 1/100th of a second there on that lap. It looks like he's going to go out for another one, so we will let him be here. And we will jump further back in the pack here. See if we can find anybody out on a flying lap at the moment. Quick Seb just returned to the pits here. Jump through. Got Pogo finishing up a lap here. And it looks like he's just starting a flyer. Jump up to Dancy here, who was one of the faster drivers in the practice session. See if he has an improvement at all. losing my sector times every time I click around here. Might have to go back to a traditional leaderboard here and a traditional setup. I'm just not getting the info that I want on the screen all the time. So it looks like Seb is up here in a P2. In quali, only 2/10 back from his Canadian brethren speed bump here. See who's out on the grid that is going to be out for another flyer. It looks like everybody is trying to sneak out onto the grid. If they don't leave the pits here soon, then they will have accepted their lap time. For the session. But it is a long 45-minute race. There will be at least one pit stop, maybe two. So we will see how this pans out for some of the guys on the grid. It does look like Speed Bump is up for improvement by live timings, but as soon as I clicked over here, that updated and it said he was not. And he is down slightly. Alright, take a look here. Let's grab another classic here. Let's see if I go PMRT Delta Bar, which is not positioned right. Try and get one of these. Will work the way we want it to. The tried and true performance delta. So we're not guessing when we're jumping around here, trying to find anybody that's still out on the grid. We see 245. Looks like there's only a couple more cars on the grid. We have Speed Bump out for a potential final lap here. We've got Sam out for a potential final lap here. Looks like we've only got one other car on the track here with Posh, who is down a little bit on his delta, going into the end of qualifying here. If we look at the lap spread here, our entire front of the grid here, our top 7 are within 1 second of each other. Behind that, all the way down to P16 is an additional 1 second. And then we've got Potato Filet, Lacey, and Fuzzy all trailing in the back here. I'm sure they'll figure it out as the race goes on. The base cannon in the lobby here.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Not too bad. Stepping away from racing this season to give some other people a chance on the grid here.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. It looks like the qualifying in this split, our top time was only a 136 flat from speed bump here. Meanwhile, Parmesan on the other grid here set a 134.7. And Soup's at a 135.4. So hopefully we can get all these guys onto the same grid again for the next week. I believe this is the only track that had too few hit boxes for the number of signups that we had this week. And looking at how many people we have on grid between the two, or on track between the two grids, we have 29 drivers.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So hopefully we can bring everybody back into the same grid for next week, or 2 weeks, I guess, in order to just get our full grids again. It's always more fun when there's more people on track.
Very true. Also, your stream is in the Discord stream. It's not working for me, but I will pull up the YouTube.
Well, let me fix the one in the Discord stream so you don't have any.
Hey, there it is. Thank you.
Yep. Let's see.
Sublime.
We'll go 1080 30 to make sure that it's smooth.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So I'll try to not make anyone too nauseous with my camera skills here, but
I'm getting a quick phone call. I'll be right back.
yeah, no worries. I'll do the grid rundown as soon as we have everybody on the grid here, and then we'll take it from there. All right, looks like we do have some pretty tight grids on both sides. Looks like the other grid is going to have a little bit more difference between the top and the bottom driver in qualifying over there. But over here, our entire grid, aside from Fuzzy, who seemed to struggle to get a lap in here, is all within 2 seconds of each other. So. All right. Let's turn this auto cam off. We've got about 45 seconds here. We've got 19 racers on the grid. We've got Speed Bump leading it up. We've got Seb Bellew in P2. We've got Jump Raven and Mogo in the second row. We've got Dancy and Scrub 224 third row. Sam S and Rev 174. We've got Deadly Daniel and Pogo. Followed by Left Sync Handle, Brett Anderson, Woohoo Man, Matt Yang, Posh, Deadly Daniel, Mega Mew, Potatoes for Life, Wacy, Fudzy. And we will lock on with Speed Bump to start this one.
4 lights to the grid.
If it'll let me lock.
And we're off.
And we're off.
45
Looks like
to go.
Seb Bellew gets a really good start. Speed Bump ends up falling back from the pack quite a bit here. Chaos down into T1. Can we get it through clean? We see 3 wide, 4 wide, a little bit of contact, but nothing too bad here.
We're seeing 4 wide at the back of the field there.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
we got
it's
2
getting
people,
dicey.
2 people off, but everybody is still moving.
There we go. Nicely done.
So we will.
Everybody's doing great. Oh, we got some more contacts going on track. It looks like we've got somebody. Woohoo Man seems to be off track.
Yeah, it looks like Max Yang ended up getting tangled up here and sent to the back.
Well, Max is pretty quick himself, so let's see what he can try to throw down.
Yeah,
it's a great track for Miatas.
Yeah, VIR is definitely one of those tracks where it is very There are some very technical sections, but once you get the hang of it, it just has a very satisfying flow to it. We do see the pack is still really bunched up here, going through the roller coaster. And we will jump on with one of the cars in this pack. We'll jump on with left sync handle here as we poke around and watch everybody make their way through cleanly.
Speed bump from pole position drops down to 7th place as it stands on track 8th place. We have a big collision going on. Oh man,
yeah,
we've got drivers looping around. Oh, that's that downhill section. It's blind. I can imagine. How that happened. I see that we have speed bump and Seb Bellew have a little bit of tire rubbing, but they're going side by side as we speak. We got almost 3 wide. Seb diving too deep into the corner. He's off the track. Oh, he recovers well. Well managed, Seb, but good effort.
Sent it a little too deep past Sam there, trying to take back that position. Speed bump, who was consistently the fastest man on the track in qualifying in this session here, fighting his way back up through the field, but Mogo out in front right now with a 2-second commanding lead on lap 2.
Oh, Jump Raven, you got to do something about this, man. You can do it, Jump.
Yeah, so we'll see. Jump Raven ends up moving in. Dancy is slightly back from here. We'll go through here behind leader. We can see these gaps here. As we fall back again here, we do see that there was more contact. It looks like Max is having a rough time here. Brett was talking about how he does have a little bit of a leg injury right now, so that might be attributing to the performance for him on this section here. Look for our gaps. Interval. There we go. Look for a tight gap here. We've got Seb within a second of Rev, who is within a half a second of Sam. Right in front, speed bump within 4/10 of Scrub at the moment. But we just see fastest lap after fastest lap coming in here from those top 3. You see Dancy has closed that 2-second gap down to Jump Raven, down to a 1 second less than at the moment. It looks like Jump Raven had a little bit of a moment here going through.
Dancy seems to be a lot more confident on the brakes at the moment, forcing Jump Raven to defend hard into these corners. Let's see how he sets himself up. What can Dancy do? All this time, Speed Bump is going to be gaining on the back of this group as well.
Yeah, as these guys fight, Speed Bump's going to close. That's already down to 3.6 seconds. We see back, I don't want to miss this, we have Seb within 3/10 of Rev and Rev within 4/10 of Sam.
Oh, this is Titanic back here.
There are a lot of gaps. We're going to try to keep up as best we can. We see Dancy here within 3/10 of Jump Raven as well.
Still within 2.5 of Mogo, though. They haven't gotten too far away, and I appreciate the onboard there with Dancy. We can watch him eyeing up the move, looking up the inside of Jump Raven on the side, left side of your screen.
Yeah, this pack here is pretty tight together. We can see all the way up to Speed Bump in P4. And we see Dancy just rounding that final corner just off in the distance here. So the gaps have not spread out too big this time around. We did mention we are running...
Sorry, we had a collision with Mr. Fudzy at the back end of the lap, and Mr. Max Yang has gotten past him.
We did see we are running 250% fuel rate, and the wind is out of the south-southwest, or into the south-southwest at 13 kilometers an hour. So realistically, there's not a whole lot of spots on this track that wind is going to help them out. Maybe a little bit on that final straight, but it might make the roller coaster a mess to deal with here.
Oh wow, as we see multiple drivers using different lines, Seb Bellew cleanly makes his way through past Sam S here.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with that these guys are avoiding these curbs so much. I know the rule is to keep a tire on the track, if not 2 tires on the track, depending on the track. But these curbs at VIR are very forgiving. As we see, Dancy gets shoved off by Rev here and is slowly falling back from.
Oh, Dancy with current fastest lap of the session just forces Sam to back off and lose his momentum. Almost lost the rear end of the car, but managed to keep it all together there. That was really impressive work by Sam. Pogo hanging on to the back of him as well. This top 10, not too far apart. We've got a good race on our hands here.
Yeah, and there's still 38 minutes to go, so these guys are racing hard off the get-go. Mogo sets the fastest lap of the session. We do see Seb going into pit. I'm wondering if he's going for a two-stop with an early pit here. We'll jump back with an onboard to Seb to see what's going on here, but it looks like he is stopping for fuel early. I'm wondering if he fueled or started the race with quali fuel and needs to top up.
Geez, that's an early go for Seb. I wonder what he's cooking with this strategy. Maybe he just goes for the really early stop. Maybe that was early enough for him to undercut most of the field.
Yep, potentially. Depending on the fuel usage around this track, I haven't taken too much of a look at it. We do see further back that we have Seb here now with nipping on the heels of left sync handle, who is nipping on the heels of Wasey. Just out in front, we see Brett looking for a move on Potatoes for Life. We'll jump ahead into this braking zone and see if he can make anything of that, but he is still a little ways back for anything too ambitious, but we do see Seb make that exact move that I was just anticipating from Brett. Cuts in ahead of left sync handle and goes on the move for Wasey here. We do see that Mogo is still commanding that lead with almost 3 seconds between him and Jump Raven behind. And then Speed Bump another 3 seconds back from there. If we go through and we look at the distance from leader here, we see Seb is about 30 seconds back, which makes sense with his pit stop. Looks like he had a bit of a moment there.
That is not what he needed. I was just thinking to myself, if Seb is able to cleanly just slice through any of the field that he knows he's got some pace advantage on and make his way up, that he would really, really benefit. I think at this point of the race, he made it to a point where if he topped up on fuel, he can probably go for the rest of the race with just that tank.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuel usage is like around here. I know in the EU race, there was some guys who ended up having to pit at the end of the race because they didn't think they had enough fuel to finish. So it's really going to depend on the fuel saving strategy that some of these guys are running to see what we can make of it. We do see Dancy here is within a half a second of Rev 174 going through roller coaster. Into these final turns. See if we can get into that drafting range and maybe make a move down into T1. This is a very long straight for these cars. We see Jump Raven immediately, but followed by Speed Bump setting the fastest lap of the race, even pushing past their qualifying times. But we still see that same gap that I was talking about in qualifying, where Speed Bump has the fastest sector 1, Mogo's the fastest sector 2, and then Jump Raven with the fastest sector 3. So it looks like these guys are all stronger in different sections of the track.
That is incredible. It's like watching F1 at Silverstone when it was dry. This is great.
Yeah. It looks like Dancy's looking to make a move on Rev. We all know Rev does drive with his elbows out, so we'll see if he can make something stick here.
Dancy himself has amazing pace. He's just got to put together some clean laps, recover what he's lost from his incidents here. He looks up the inside, bails out of it. Rev is able to hold that momentum and gain a little bit of a good advantage on Dancy here.
Yeah, I'm just looking back through the grid here to make sure we don't miss anything. Got
Yeah.
Woohoo about a second back from Posh, who is about a second back from Mega Mew in P10 here. That's a really good turnout for Mega Mew. Fairly new to racing with us. Really setting a name with improvement from the last race. And we see Rev does end up going wide through that final corner, allowing Dancy to make his way past. So now he's not looking to attack, he's looking to catch. So we'll see how long it takes here for Dancy to catch up to Scrub to make that move. Jump back to Posh here, who is 7/10 back. Let's see if there's anything smaller on the grid.
Just barely
Like,
in the slipstream there.
Brett is catching on Potatoes for Life, and Seb back here may have had a moment because that time is
He must
slipping
have.
away. He must have touched grass out of that final corner or something. So we'll keep an eye on Brett here. Those front runners are all pretty spread out right now. 2 seconds between Jump Raven and Mogo, 3 seconds between Speed Bump and Jump Raven and Scrub, about 6.5 seconds back from that. We'll see what kind of a pit strategy call or anything like that does end up making a difference into this one. Like, Posh is right on Mega Mew here, making a move through the snake bend here, looking at the outside of this turn in the uphill, and he manages to stick it. He manages to be braver than Mega Mew on the brakes, and that has allowed Woohoo Man to catch up to this fight.
Sublime. You have excellent racing. Oh,
We got Pogo.
see that. Oh, did Jump Raven make a mistake? Oh, Jump Raven.
He must
He's falling
have.
back.
Yeah, he must.
He's falling. Yeah, he must have been.
He must
somewhere
have
in the last corner.
Yeah, he must have went off after the roller coaster somewhere, because he is now 4 seconds behind Speed Bump, looking to make that push up. Let's jump back to Woohoo, who is right on the bumper of Mega Mew. I'm a little surprised that they're not working together down this long straight with 30 minutes left of this race. Would expect a little bit of bump drafting, maybe a little bit of brave move towards the end here. Because I'm sure Woohoo does feel he has the pace on Mega Mew here.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, a little bit of contact. Mega Mew went a little bit deep into the braking zone, but we can't fault him for taking that defensive line. Everybody stayed on track.
Rubbin is racing.
Rubbin is racing. And we see Pogo making a move through Snake up on Sam. It is a long race. Pogo is a very patient driver. I'm sure he will just be biding his time looking for a mistake from the guys in front of him. But we'll keep an eye on that one and take a look back. We do see Fudzy is in the pit for his pit stop. We've got Seb within a second of Wacy here and Brett within a second of Potatoes for Life. It looks like Brett may have touched grass and got a little bit of speed taken off of his car there, but Mogo handily ahead right now with a 5-second lead from the rest of the pack. Let's just stop for a second, take a look at the end of the first straight to see these gaps as they come through. Got Speed Bump coming through. Here's Jump Raven, followed by Scrub, Dancy. We've got Reb 174 coming through. We got Sam S and Pogo all leading up the pack here. We've got a 10-second gap here to Deadly Daniel, who actually started at the back of the grid and worked his way up to P9.
Wow. What a dude.
We've got Posh. And then we've got this fight with Mega Mew and Woohoo Man. Potatoes for Life right behind them, and Brett right behind them. A couple seconds back, we've got left sync handle here. And Seb Bellew fighting his way back up after those early mishaps and the early pit stop. We got Wacy and Max Yang. And Budgie is still in the pit lane here.
I see Mega Mew and Woohoo Man making contact. They seem to have spun out. Oh no. Oh no.
Looks like they recovered pretty handily here. but it did allow
14
Brett
oh.
Anderson and Potatoes for Life to get through. And we do see lap time improvements for a lot of these guys that are further back fighting. Dancy within 3/10 here of Scrub 224. Jump on board with him, see if we can find the place. Looks like he's going in for his pit. It is 17 minutes into the race, so I would definitely assume that a final pit or a pit stop at this point would bring you to the end of the race. You got Pogo right on Sam's bumper here. Looks like he did.
Got Rev in. Posh in the pits as well. Rev seems to be out of the pits already. No, Posh just passed him on track. Okay.
Yep, Posh passed on track. Looks like Dancy is back out on the grid. And he came out right with this pack here. Potatoes for Life
holding
and
up
Brett Anderson. Looks like Mogo may have had a little bit of a moment, as that gap from him to Speed Bump here is down to a 2.6 second gap, and he is down about a half a second on his best lap. Speed Bump still pushing like hell, trying to catch up to Mogo here. I'm sure he's just having a blast trying to catch up with these guys right now. But we see Mega Mew and Dancy both looking for moves here on Brett Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
We'll see Brett taking that defensive line through. I believe that at the moment they are in the same class within the race here. We see Brett braking a little bit earlier than Dancy, but in exchange for that, he is managing to keep it a little bit more on track through that move there. We've got Rev 174 about a second behind Mega Mew here, looking for a move as well, and we've got Seb within a second of left sync handle. Some of these gaps are really starting to close down here. We've got Wacy within a half a second of Woohoo.
Jump Raven with another purple final sector on his last lap. He and Speed Bump are catching up to Mogo, slowly but surely.
Yep. Yeah, it's about almost halfway through the race here. I would anticipate if people have not already pit, they're probably going to be looking to do so soon, unless they're looking for a splash and dash and burning that full 45 off, and they've done the math so they're not overfueling in that last stint there.
Oh man,
there's a lot of really tight racing going on. We've got Wacy here making a move. We've got Rev within 2 seconds making a dive into the uphill. That was a clean move by Rev on Mega Mew.
Extremely clean, clinical. Well done, Rev.
And that hesitation from Mega Mew here let left sync handle stick his nose in, and Seb is right on their tail, heading up into the roller coaster here. We've seen a lot of moments going into this area of the track, but not this time around. It looks like everybody's managing to get through clean.
Unfortunate to see Fudzy disconnect early, but he ran a good first part of the race. We'll see him next time, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see him in the next race. We do see Dancy here within 3/10 of Potatoes for Life right in the front here, and Brett within 8/10 of Dancy right behind. We see Dancy makes the dive into T1. We see some brake locking, but everybody makes it through clean. And look at that pack forming right behind these guys. I knew it was going to be a close race.
Forgive me, we've got I saw a collision between Sam and Pogo. I didn't know if something was going on there.
It looks like they are just racing hard.
Yes, indeed. Also, unbelievable first sector from Speed Bump this lap. 43.9.
Yeah, 43.9. He's about 3/10 faster through sector 1, and Mogo is 2 to 3 seconds faster through sector 2, and then Jump Raven is about a half a second faster in Sector 3. We do see these final rounds of pits coming through for these guys at 24 minutes remaining, which means that they only went 21 minutes on that first stop. Into the average pit time of 25, but it looks like Speed Bump overshot his pit box slightly and had to make the jump. Jump Raven manages to overcut these guys. He's got to be running fairly low on fuel at this point going into the next sector, or into the final stint here. But he will need less fuel to complete the race.
He will be, unless something happens with Mogo here as well. I feel like it's certain that he'll be overtaken for the lead again. He'd at least be down another 5-6 seconds to the leader once he comes out of the pit.
Only a 12-second, and we could see in the pit timer there, the average pit time was about 27 seconds for these guys, 28.5.
Yeah. That's a tough one. If Jump Raven had if he had pitted with the leaders, I feel he might still be with them, but or maybe even just a little bit closer than where he might come out of the pits now. But we'll see how he handles it.
Yeah,
maybe if he holds on to it and lets the action happen.
Yeah, definitely. And we can see Jump Raven, Scrub, Pogo, Sam, Deadly Daniel, Posh, Brett Anderson, Mega Mew, Left Sync Handle, Woohoo Man, and Wacy all still need to come into the pits here. So this is going to shake up the grid quite a bit. We'll see Mogo, Speed Bump, Dancy all jump the grid as we see them come into the pits now here.
Where will Seb end up in all this? This is going to be intense.
So we see Mogo coming across the line here into P1. Trying to find the line. There it is. Speed Bump jumps into P2. We see Jump Raven working his way out of the pits into P3 here, but it looks like Dancy's going to come out and bring the fight to him in P4 with that undercut here.
Incredible work by Dancy.
We got Seb Bellew also coming through, jumping up back up to P8, P7 as he overtakes Pogo coming out here.
Oh, it's getting dicey at turn 1. The tires are cold, Scrub. Oh, he held it well, though. Excellent job, Scrub.
Yeah, he kept it clean, kept it on track. We got Seb here looking for a move while defending against Left Sync Handle and Pogo. Everybody has pit now except for Left Sync Handle, Wacy, and Woohoo and Brett, but Wacy, Woohoo, and Brett are in the pits right now, meaning Left Sync Handle is the only one still on track that has not touched the pits yet. I will be curious to see if Seb did under fuel with that early pit stop here. It looks like the pit strategy and the missing of the pit box there for Speed Bump did give Mogo a comfortable advantage for these final 20 minutes. He won't need to push quite as hard to maintain that distance. But we do have Dancy within 3 seconds of Jump Raven over these last 20 minutes going in. We have Pogo making a move on Left Sync Handle, who has a bit of a moment through the roller coaster. We see Scrub 224 taking a look for that move as well here. And further back, we've got Posh within a second of Sam S. And Woohoo within a second of Max Yang here.
Max Yang is actually sideways. He's coming back onto track as we speak, unfortunately. Just had a big incident.
Yeah, it looks like he fell back a little bit there. I wonder what happened to Brett here. He fell back big time. I wonder if he accidentally replaced his tires on his pit stop.
Oh, you know what? He probably did.
That's the only thing I can think of there. His last lap was a 247 versus everybody else's 205 on their pit laps. So my assumption is he accidentally changed his tires, and that sent him to the back of the field.
That's tough. That's a tough one. You hate to see it.
Yeah, we got Woohoo Man within a second here of Lacey. We've got Scrub 224, 4/10 off of Pogo here, looking for a move, going up into the roller coaster again. We've seen quite a few mishaps through here today so far. But they managed to make it clean. We can see those tire marks off in the grass. Just scrolling through the grid here, looking for anybody else who's potentially within striking distance. We'll have to keep an eye on Sam and Woohoo, who are just outside of the 1 second gap that I'm looking for. We've got Scrub in that draft range of Pogo going down into T1. There's still 18 minutes to go.
Dancy also making moves slowly on Jump Raven. His last lap was just a few tenths quicker.
You'll
But
see
he's
Scrub
making
sends
space.
it
Oh,
way
Scrub.
too hard into T1 there.
No,
And then it ends up hitting
Scrub.
the throttle. He's going to end up losing another position. That was almost a sketchy rejoin there. But Deadly Daniel makes his way up into P8 from the back of the pack. Or from the back of the
Huge
grid.
for Deadly Daniel. Deadly Daniel supporters everywhere. Rejoice. He's up 12 positions. This dude might be the GOAT.
Yeah,
Let's go, Daniel.
He's having an absolutely wild race here.
Imagine the things he's seen on this track from his perspective.
We do have Sam within striking distance now here as well of Posh. See if he can bring anything. I think it's trying to do a full screen advertisement every time that giant white box goes, but I don't have anything loaded as a full screen advertisement. So
not a problem.
Still trying to do,
we'll get it sorted.
Yeah,
we'll do it for another series.
Figure out this CMRT broadcast thing.
It's an excellent tool, though. Seriously great. Really, really cool.
I just like that I can do this.
Oh my god, can you really? That's incredible. I've never seen that before. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's really cool.
Sam,
oh, you can like draw. Yeah, that's amazing.
Take the move.
Really
difficult with the trackball.
Dude, they're the goats for this tool. Unless this is a different app. I don't know.
We do have Pogo and Seb in the pits again here,
Ooh.
so it looks like.
Wow, Seb. This is Seb's third pit stop.
I think this is his second pit.
I saw 2 on his name earlier as well, so let's see what it says once it comes out.
Pogo. That was Pogo's first pit. It does say 3, but I think it was just crazy. 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh.
It says 2 for Pogo as well. Wonder if there may have been a little bit of a mistake in the fuel calculations or something here, but we see Pogo taking the attack on Mega Beam fresh out of the pits. He is going to have cold tires after stopping in the pits again here.
Pogo is also up 8 positions. He started right behind Mr. Daniel on track.
So I don't know if that's entirely accurate.
That's accurate? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Because it says Brett was P23, but we only had 19 on the grid. So
interesting. Some quirks and features to iron out in the future.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, this Potatoes for Life says he started 28th. I think some of these are off. We have Dancy in the pit as well here.
It must have been a fuel miscalculation. That's the only thing that I could possibly think of. It's probably saying, "Oh, I went through fuel way quicker than I thought I would." But this is intriguing now, having Dancy now off the back of Jump Raven.
Yeah, we've got Scrub224 makes a move on Daniel here. I really wish I could see how much fuel these guys had. It's possible Dancy is splitting this into 3 15-minute stints, because there is just under 15 minutes left to go. And I know some of the guys were concerned about fuel run out, and these front runners did have to pit at 24 minutes, which means that it was 21 minutes into their race, which means they would be 2 laps short off of a full tank unless they're fuel saving in the second stint. So potentially this is a 2-stop race, and Seb took his first stop extra early and is just double full fueling. So we can see how this shakes up throughout.
Yeah, this
here.
is going to be extremely interesting how this is going to shake out in the last few laps.
We go to a behind leader here. If Mogo pits right now and Jump Raven manages to fuel save, if Rev manages to fuel save, he could end up jumping Mogo in the pits here.
Rev. Oh, Rev. You can do it, man. And Dancy, honestly, is in a really good position if that's the case, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Jump Raven currently looking... Oh, no, we have a 35 at a speed, but somebody's sideways on track there. Mr. Yancey, unfortunately.
Yep, looks like Mr. Yang.
Oh, Mr.
Bit
Yang.
of a moment there.
Oh, and Brett got really close. Oh, they're racing.
And
they're racing for position. Let's go. Is that Brett making it around? I think it is.
Yep.
Indeed. Let's go, fellas. Oh, he's going wide. No, Brett. Keep it together, man. You can do it. Oh, he stops.
He's waiting. A bit of a moment, waiting for people to get through here.
Very reasonable.
Speed bump still about 5 seconds off from Mogo. Looks like they are likely fuel saving to try and get that that last lap in here. We can hear those lower revs on the engines.
Mogo hit another personal best sector 2. I don't know if he's holding back right now.
Yeah, 21.177. Looks like he's
Lord. Oh,
up
what did he just do?
35.957.
That's sublime. Almost identical to speed bumps last lap.
I'm going to turn on the auto cam here and let it jump around until some of these battles get closer together. As I say that, Mega Mew is making a move on Pogo.
He's half a second up on his personal best. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Steady improvements. Good clean racing. It looks like Rev did go into the pits for a final pit stop here out of P4. It looks like he'll come out fighting Dancy here. Looking at the gaps. He's going to come out of the pits
Dancy
right behind these guys. Dancy, Scrub, and Rev fighting for the end.
Sam X.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel's a little bit further back. No, he's right there. He's right behind him. Oh, man. Alrighty. This is great.
Fight with Mega Mew here. If he had a decent drag, that's a 6/10 improvement on his best lap. And he's up 2/10 on the straight just from that toe there. But he does send it a little deep, so we will jump up to Deadly Daniel here, who's within 4/10 of Rev going into the snake bends here. See if he's brave on the brakes, pick up that toe and take the diver on the inside. You know, that's what I would be looking for, but it looks like he's being considerate of the fact that there's still 10.5 minutes left of this race. He's going to wait for a little bit more of an opportune moment here.
Deadly Daniel up into P7.
Yeah, all the way up to P7 from the back of the qualifying grid. And just to go back and take a look at this, Deadly Daniel qualified P15 on this race.
Scrub seems to be making a move on Dancy as well right now.
I think my AC just crashed.
Oh, no. Oh, it's moving? No, it may have crashed. It may have crashed. I'll keep the people updated on what's going on.
It definitely
We still have...
jumping back in now.
Oh, we've seeing Rev. Let's see what's going on with Rev. Rev has Deadly Daniel still right behind him. Nearly 4/10 up on... So everybody's hitting personal best right now. Oh, my lord. Track must have really gripped up. We've got Wasey getting out of the way of Mr. Mogo for the lead. Mogo's down 0.8 of a second on his personal best because of having to wait up for
just had
lapped
AC crash a second time. Trying to load this up. See if we can get back in here for these final battles. I don't think anyone's down lap traffic at the moment. So our standing should still be accurate. It looks like they are.
It should have saved from the last time you were in the session as well. It'll just be missing a lap, I believe.
The
Update, at least.
Yep, Brett Anderson. Yep, so the positions still look okay. So
I do not have a stream, unfortunately.
unfortunate moment of crash.
Yes. Stream going okay?
Yep, I just put it back up for you as well.
Great. Oh, okay, cool.
All right. So we've got
There we go.
Woohoo fighting for this back position with Brett Anderson here. Within a second of the final part of the grid, I need to remember to disable real penalty because that looks like it is what caused the crash. We've got a three-way battle here for P6 with Deadly Daniel, Rev, and Sam S piled on top of each other. Sam makes it through. Looks like we're going through NASCAR bend here. We got Homer's Delta and the track description need to come back out here.
No worries. We're having a titanic battle. Let's see if Deadly Daniel can take advantage of Sam losing a little bit of momentum there. Stick it in the slipstream. He doesn't seem to be getting much from Rev in front. Or forgive me, from Sam in front.
Yeah, Sam is... It looks like Deadly may have lifted a little bit, but Sam is outside of the drafting range of Rev at the moment. So he's going to be hoping for a little bit of a mistake here. As we see, Jump Raven puts in a best sector 1 on that last lap with a 43.919. So he's finding something that he was missing out on from the guys ahead before. We do still have quite a few tight packs here. We've got Pogo 9/10 behind Potatoes for Life. We got Deadly Daniel half a second from Sam, and Sam less than a second away from Rev. Let's do this. We'll pull up Pogo's POV here, even though it's pretty distorted for some reason. With the coloring from the broadcast here.
See, they'll patch that in the future. No worries.
At some point, right?
Oh yeah. Final 6 minutes of the race. Heading into it now.
It looks like Speed Bump has managed to find some time on Mogo. Mogo must have had a little bit of a mistake somewhere because Speed Bump is within 3 seconds of him now.
I see quite a nice delta on Speed Bump's screen right now. I'm not quite sure if it's accurate, but we're going to find out.
Well, we could do this. Does not appear to be accurate.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. It says he's up 6 times, but no, that would be... What did he just hit? 35.9.
987.
35.987. Not his PB, but he nearly matched it.
So we've got this battle for P6 going on within Sam and Deadly within a second of Rev. And just behind them, we've got Posh just waiting for a moment. Waiting for a moment to happen. Looks like Pogo has fallen back a little bit here from... Oh, no, it looks like we missed the overtake there. Pogo did manage to pass Potatoes for Life. He must have had a little bit of a moment. We got left sync handle here, looking for a move on Mega Mew as well for P13. I don't want to look away from this three-way fight for P6 at the moment.
Yeah, for Speed Bump, just as a heads up, just solid on 3 seconds at this very moment.
Yep, almost exactly 3 seconds. According to live timing, so in-game it says 3.7, but I'm wondering if Mogo had a moment and it's taken a little bit of time for the in-game gap to update here.
Either way, just to get it out of the way, these drivers have all done a phenomenal job this race. Everybody's had some... We've had a few, I mean, obviously we've had a few moments. Oh, as we see Mogo in the pit lane.
Yeah, we do see Mogo in the pits. He must not have had enough fuel here.
Just splash and dash. There he goes.
Splash and
Grab a
dash.
little enough fuel to get to
Jump
the end.
Raven's gonna get around him
Ooh, right
on this
there.
last
Wow.
pit stop here. We'll see if Speed Bump has fuel saved enough to make it through. Mogo and Speed Bump both went in on the same lap. Jump Raven has given us lessons before in fuel saving, though.
Ooh.
So looking at the pit stops here, Jump Raven has only pit
Oh.
one time.
Just saw that Mega Mew and Left Sync Handle were side by side, and it appears that... Who is that? Mega Mew won out on that particular...
Looks like they are still real close to each other. We do have Deadly Daniel and Sam within about a second and a half now.
Seb has joined the party. Seb has joined the party. He's right at the back of this party.
So let's jump back up here. We've got Sam within 0.4 of Rev. Rev is going to have to throw some defensive lines out here if he doesn't want to lose this position to Sam, but that's going to back everybody else up into the rest of the pack here. Taking these slower defensive lines going through. We'll see if he can
Speed bump into the pits.
Break the toe. Speed bump did go into the pits. Jump Raven. Is he going to have to pit on this last 2 laps? So far, he is still going good. We're going to jump back up here because Rev has backed Sam up into Deadly Daniel, who is also backed up into Posh here. We've got a 4-way fight going for P6.
Ooh. Scrub is not too far ahead either.
Oh no.
What did we see? Oh no.
I think Speed Bump might have hit his teleport to pits button on accident.
Oh. Oh. Speed. Speed Bump, no. Speed Bump, no. Oh, what a shame. Oh, what a shame.
We're going to have to introduce the CSP settings again to prevent that from happening unless the car is completely stopped. I don't think it's enabled on this server at the moment, and you can accidentally hit your teleport button while you are in the pits here, or while you are still moving.
What a shame. Oh, absolutely gutted for Speed Bump at the moment. We will, of course, focus back on different parts of the race that are going as well, but that is truly a shame. We see everybody behind. Dancy is now up into a podium position and Scrub into P4. An excellent drive from him.
And Mogo's within 0.6 of Jump Raven. He's got enough fuel to go for it. Jump Raven is not going for the pits, so he's going to have to fuel save and defend on this final lap. We hear that shift into 6th gear on the straight. He's missing out on so much top end here as Mogo is flying up on him into T1.
Oh.
So we do have a battle for T1, but Jump Raven is going to have to defend hard while maintaining that fuel saving. Hopefully he has enough fuel to make it around while driving fast.
You can hear the gear differential, but he's holding the inside line as much as he can. Mogo makes a decisive move around the outside.
Yep, Mogo did make it in. Sam just pits on the last lap out of P6, bringing Deadly Daniel up into that P6 position. Seb Bellew within 0.3 of Posh, who's within 0.3 of Daniel. There's still a 3-way fight for that P6 position. They're within a second of Rev up ahead here.
All the different lines being taken is that. We've also got Mr. Max Yang in the middle of all this. Yeah, Jump Raven, just falling back away from Mogo now. Yeah, having to fuel save hard.
Too low on fuel to push.
Oh, he's saving as hard as he can.
And we see Seb does make the move past Posh here. Mogo does finish in P1. Jump Raven is still making his way around. He has just crossed the line, almost out of fuel. Brett has crossed the line as well. It currently says P3, but he is further back in the pack than this. We will go back and watch the rest of these guys fight their way through. There is still a big battle for P7 here, or P6 technically. As Seb is not going to get quite enough of a run here, maybe. We're gonna have a shootout to the line here. 900th of a second between Seb and Posh for P6 here. We got Deadly Daniel finishing in P5, and everybody comes flying through on this final run.
What a race. Man, what an amazing race. These guys did such a great job.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch, a fun one to broadcast. We got these
After
guys.
45 minutes, we had a change of leader on the final lap. That is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Oh man, Jump Raven, you could be so proud of that race. You did such a great job. Mogo absolutely killed it. Speed, I'm so gutted for you, man. Oh man. But hey, credit to Dancy, credit to Deadly Daniel, Posh, Seb Bellew, Pogo making it up. I believe he was P7. I'm unsure though. It says Scrub finished behind him.
Yeah, we'll have to
Man, oh, Scrub had his last lap was a 159. Something must have happened on that last lap to Scrub, so we missed out on a little bit of the action, but
he may have had to splash and dash there. We do see the list is shortening as the drivers are disconnecting for the session. So we will have the final results here shortly. For both splits, we will be combining the grid results to see what the absolute final is here. But yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for jumping in. Giving me some company tonight, Base.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. What a great race.
I'll be broadcasting our GT3 race on Friday as well. And picking up the rest of the season races here throughout. So
sweet.
You guys have a great evening, and we will catch you guys in the next race.
Join us for the next one.
All right. Thanks, guys.